Hello, I'm Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond. So I've gotten my first video, hopefully it's up and and out of the way. So it's actually really difficult to be on this side of the camera. I didn't realize how hard it would be, and just staring into a lens, it just feels really weird. So you'll have to excuse me for the constant see, there I did it again, the looking away. So I'm hoping I'll get better at it over time. So I just been in contact with another YouTuber who has recently started a no-buy. And hi Rebecca, she's got her own channel. It's called Hi, My Name is Rebecca. So go check her out. And she was just saying how she looked back at her first video and how cringy it was, and she checked out other YouTubers whose videos were also very cringy on their first goes, and so I guess I've just joined the cringy club. So we'll see how long it takes me to get better at this. So I did promise in my last video that my next one would be a little bit more about my journey that has brought me to the point of a no-buy, and why I chose to start up a YouTube channel, particularly for someone like me who is I'm not overly active on social media. I don't post a lot, so I guess that's more, it's not that I'm not active, because I do a lot of YouTube video watching, and I've just started to get a little bit more active on Instagram. I recently joined a New Year no-buy challenge, so that has been interesting. It's given me content to post every day, and even that is more time consuming than what I thought, but you know, it's been fun. It's definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone. So where to begin? I'll probably get lost a little bit along the way, but it's pretty much all started about 5 years ago, or maybe just over 5 years ago now. I went on holidays with my sister Karen to Hawaii for her 50th birthday, and one of the young girls that I worked with at the time was telling me about a brand called Urban Decay, which was, at that point, I don't even know if it was available in Australia. It might have been. I don't even know if Mecca existed 5 years ago. It probably did, but as you can tell, I wasn't into makeup at that time. But you know, it sounded intriguing, and she told me about Sephora, and I happened to wander into a Sephora while I was over there, and that's where it all began. You know, my sister and I, you know, spent a fair bit of time in there, and it was all exciting and fun, and you know, and I just really enjoyed it. And over the years, I'm a collector by nature, and that became my latest thing to collect. And I discovered Instagram. I was a little bit slow in that. Like, my daughter had been on Instagram for years, and I didn't get the point of it. So, but once I stumbled across it, that was it, you know, and I started following brands and getting exposed to all the new makeup releases, and my collection just grew and grew, and you know, I have a substantial collection now, and I really need to use it. So, and I think it's, you know, it gets to a point where it just becomes overwhelming. You have too much stuff, and the realization hits you that you have one face and you are never going to use it all. You know, I never considered the expiration of the products that I was buying, and lucky for me, I've hardly had anything thrown out. I have had one lipstick go bad that I'm aware of until I start going through my stuff, of course, and then I'll probably discover more things. But I literally do, like, you know, I have my little Sephora lipstick here, which I'm wearing today, and it's part of my focus project for my panning challenge that I'm doing on Instagram. And yeah, I've just been really lucky in that regard. So I'm hoping to use up more and get to know my collection more and learn to love it. And I don't declutter for the sake of decluttering, but I have decluttered some items over the years, things that, you know, but not much. Anyway, don't generally tend to throw things out. I try to pass them along. So yeah, anyway, we skip along to, you know, my collection started getting a little bit bigger. I used to have one of those little portable sort of makeup metal cases, and my sister started, she loves Pinterest, and she started looking up dressing tables and vanities and showing me, and she came across Alex drawers, and I, you know, literally laughed when I saw them. I just thought, you know, and she doesn't even remember this story, by the way, so I don't blame her. I mean, that's, you know, at all. It's just funny how it happened, because she showed me the picture and I just thought, there is no way I'm ever gonna own enough makeup to fill those drawers. Well, guess what? I do, and they outgrew even those. Like I've up on Instagram, I've got a post with a photo of my setup, but one day, you know, I'll try and video it for you. And I outgrew it, and so my husband helped me. I was going to buy another tall Alex drawer set, and he took me into getting a display cabinet because I have some really nice pieces, and that got filled as well. But, you know, my drawers were at a good state. Everything was well organized. I knew what I had, easy to access everything, all single layer type thing. And it got to a point where I just started filling the drawers up again, and I just thought, you know, I can't keep doing this. Like, I can't see what I've got. And so I'm just referring to my notes here because, as I said, story time, I'm going to get lost in it. So I think at that point I was kind of like, you know, I really need to stop. And I don't even remember exactly what happened, but I was Googling something and came across makeup rehab on Reddit, and that actually led me to Hannah Louise Poston. So I watched a couple of her videos, but I didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't quite take to the concept, I guess, of a no-buy, and I was more interested in just using up what I had, you know, the starting panning projects, that sort of thing. So I started focusing on using up things, particularly samples. You know, you build lots of samples up, and I thought, oh, they're quick and easy, I'm going to feel like I've finished things. So I started on the samples, but what it meant was that I didn't stop shopping. So even though I was using things up in the background, I was like collecting more and more, and you know, my stash just got bigger and bigger. And yeah, so once I started running out of room, it was just like, you know, I can't just keep using things up. I have to stop buying things as well. And I tossed that idea around, you know, for a fair while, and I somehow again came across it was What's Up in Makeup, which is Jen Loves Reviews, it's linked to her, and this Panners group that's, you know, sort of part of the overall What's Up in Makeup group. It's What's Up in Makeup Panners, and I joined that and asked for some ideas from people to, you know, basically what should I do to stay focused on not buying stuff and just using up what I had. And I can't remember who it was, but I got basically directed to Hannah Louise Poston again. And so I decided this time, like the lady that recommended her actually put a link into her very first video, because I had started watching her partway through the 2019 videos originally. So I went back, and for some reason this time something clicked, and I thought, this is something I need to do, and I started binging Hannah Louise posted videos, and I was gearing myself up to do this no buy, and I tossed this idea around, and then that's kind of how it led me to, I was just so grateful for the fact that I could connect with another person, that I could relate to so many things, even though we're completely different people, but I could just relate to the issues that she was going through to some degree. And I think that's where I just thought I wanted to be able to give back. I just thought if I could connect with people and they could get something out of my journey. But as I said, I was never heavily into social media, and I'm very awkward in front of the camera, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it or not. So I had a lot of encouragement from my family to do it, and something happened midway through last year where my daughter got sick, and I left work, and I didn't go back. And I'm forever grateful that she's still with me, and but it just made me realize with that, as well as I've got other relatives who've gotten quite sick. I have now 3 uncles with cancer, all diagnosed in the 1 year, and it just made me realize, you really got to live in the now. And if you have dreams or, goals, hobbies, you need to pursue them. And I'm really trying to push myself out of my comfort zone with doing, starting up the YouTube channel and doing these videos. And yeah, that's sort of what pushed me, to really finally do it, because I sort of shied away from it and thought, no, I'll just do Instagram. It's not as awkward. And in the end, I just said, no, I'm going to do this. So that's what's brought me to this point. And I think I've pretty much covered everything. So again, if you guys have got any questions, feel free to ask. And so my next video, I'll delve a little bit more into my no buy and the rules, and see whether or not you guys can give me any feedback, sort of what you've tried for yourself, what things you would have worked for you. And we all think about different things. So the other thing I wanted to sort of bounce off anybody that's out there listening is what sort of content you would like to see on the channel, because there are so many people out there that are on no buys. There's a lot of YouTubers that are out there doing it, and I would like to provide some content that's specific to my subscribers, as well as some of the standard sort of content that people would expect to see on this type of channel. So yeah, thank you for joining me again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.